Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Pat Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino, checking in on NEO, which we haven't done in a few days. So I believe I put the levels back the right place because I update my charts, but here's 31.91 was our key level. We had 32.88 and 31.91. Once this 31.91 was hit, level can be dragged down to the next one to see if we get another level, which gave us 30.92, spike through there. Then this formed a double bottom. So we had a double bottom, and you notice it paused then again as our prior level, giving us three targets. The top one being 37.15. You see it ran up there, just poked through it, and then returned to the rotation zone. At that point, then let me just show you what you could then do to get the next targets higher. You can then go to here and switch back to your 12 and 25% projections, and then that gave you the major area of 39.35, poking through that, actually returning to 25% retracement level. And you could have gone to a shorter time frame also to fine tune these levels, which I'm not going to go through here right now. And then pulling back, forming a divergence up here. See, we had a lower high in RSI, slightly higher high in price action. So then we got a nice divergence there, and then continued the sell-off. Now we're in a big congestion panel right now. Just a horizontal congestion pattern, not panel, horizontal congestion pattern. You could also, once it started selling off again, you can go down here, come up with your levels, which gave you 32.41, reaction there, returning to the rotation zone, and now just flattening out. So right now, we're watching for either a close below 33.72 or a close above 35.20 to really determine if we're going up or down and which action to take. Again, if we're going down, there's no new bottoming patterns here. There's no new buy signals, so that would just be holding off and waiting for lower price action. If we go up, then we'll watch for the first cross rotation zone, which would be the orange line above the blue line, and then a return and a catch on it. Okay. So like this would be a first cross and then a return and a catch on it, and that would be your next buy signal. Let's zoom out to the daily bigger picture though, and you can see within that we're in the moving averages are pretty much flat and wavy. What that just means is pretty much ignore them because we're in this bigger congestion pattern, and you see it's actually a triangle pattern right now. Just draw that out. So we'd watch for a break out of this triangle pattern on a closing basis. So whether we're closing below this black line, and you can also update that if you wanted to that level, then it'd be a close below that point or a close above the line to really determine the next level. Within that, you see the two key levels I mentioned from the 4 hour to help us fine tune that. On a run up, the major resistance areas we'd be watching then is right around this 39. See where this black line meets the prior 37.5 retracement level. That would be the key area, and these candle bodies, that would be key area of resistance. If we do break down, key support coming right in around these bodies with the black line right around about 32.50 area. And remember, we're only taking major action if we close above or below. You can poke through these lines. We were going to be watching for the close. If we break down, then we'd be watching for a return of 29.37, then a return to the lows. We have a cluster now about 28 to 27.61. If we can get through this to the upside, and especially above the declining 50 period exponential moving average, then we'd be watching for a return to the highs and then the 45.61 and 47.32 areas. Switching over to NEM, so we had a major cluster right about this 0.1693 area. You see that GAN level hitting down there, poking below it, and then holding there, coming back to the top of the rotation zone. And we're going to now watch to see. Really, we're going to be watching for a close above this 0.177 to 0.178 cluster area, and then we go into bullish mode, and then we'd be watching for a catch on the first cross rotation zone, just as we discussed with NEO. Or if we get really a close below this 0.1685 area, then we'd be watching for a return to the lower prices. See over here, I can also update those levels. You can see the price action that went off those levels, and let's just extend this all the way out. So those are our key levels right now. If we do again break down, we'd be watching for a return to this 0.1611 area, and then if that's broken, a return. There's lots of horizontal support right around this area, so we'll be watching for about 1.0 0.1570. So that's what's key to the downside and the upside. Let's go out to the bigger picture and really see what this looks like. Again, very similar pattern, big horizontal congestion. So if we eventually get to the upside, we'll be watching for a return to the first level. We'll be watching for about 0.1893. Then we have a major cluster and prior resistance coming up around 0.194 area. And then above that, watch for a return to the 50. In the breakdown, we already went through those lower levels. But if we do really break down, the key support is going to come in at this 0.1470. Nothing else. There's no major buy pattern until we get out of this or catch on the rotation zone on the 4 hour. That would be the next major buy pattern we're watching for. So we have for you on NEO and NEM, and we'll talk to everyone soon. Bye for now.